Hey guys, tonight we venture into the quiet, majestic world of Mongolian eagle hunting at dawn. Imagine the soft light of the early morning spilling over vast, windswept steppes, and you, bundled in layers against the chill, your breath visible in the crisp air. Now, I'll be honest, this isn't your average stroll through the forest, and if you've never been part of a traditional eagle hunt, you probably won't survive this one, but, hey, stick around anyway, it'll be a wild ride. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Let me know where you're watching from, and what time it is where you are. I always love hearing about your local time zones and places. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. The tradition of Mongolian eagle hunting is as old as the land itself, stretching back over 2,000 years. The practice is not just a way to hunt, it's a sacred relationship between the hunter, their eagle, and the vast wilderness around them. The eagle is far more than a tool of survival, it's a partner, a teacher, and often, a spiritual companion. And if you're wondering just how this remarkable bond was formed, the truth is pretty simple. These eagle hunters, or burkuchi, train their birds from a very young age, cultivating a relationship that mirrors the deepest of friendships. This relationship doesn't begin with a flashy show of strength. It starts with something far more subtle, trust. For the first few months, the young eagle, raised in captivity, is taught how to trust its human counterpart. The process involves a lot of patience, repetition, and sometimes, gentle coaxing. The hunter doesn't simply raise a bird for the hunt, they build a partnership that thrives on mutual respect. You see, the eagle isn't just trained for hunting, it's trained for life with the hunter. These birds become a part of the family, accompanying their handlers through life's hardest trials. You can imagine, right? There's something profound about a person who is not only feeding their eagle, but talking to it, living beside it, and even sleeping near it in the open air, under the stars. That bond is what makes the hunt so much more than a mere pursuit, it's a collaboration. Historians still argue whether eagle hunting first appeared in the steppes of Mongolia or if it originated among nomadic tribes elsewhere in Central Asia. Regardless, the art has flourished in Mongolia like nowhere else, a ritual tied to the culture and the very spirit of the people. The hunters themselves are often from rural families with a long line of this practice stretching back generations. And even as technology advances, the core of this tradition remains timeless. The eagle, whether soaring across the sky or perched on its handler's arm, is an emblem of both power and grace. But here's the thing, this isn't just some quirky hobby or a mere lifestyle choice. The relationship between the hunter and eagle runs deep into the heart of Mongolian identity. You could say it's the quietest of power struggles, where the human and the bird meet in silence, no words spoken, just mutual understanding. In these moments, the hunter becomes more than just a man with a bird, he becomes an extension of the land itself. This practice isn't about just killing for survival, it's about the unspoken understanding of predator and prey, of nature's cycle, and of the balance that must be maintained. In the stillness of the morning, when the hunter and the eagle sit quietly waiting for the first hint of movement in the grass, the bond they share becomes almost tangible. The eagle, standing tall on the hunter's arm, remains calm, its sharp eyes scanning the landscape for any sign of prey. There's a moment of deep silence before the hunt begins, a moment where everything in the world seems to pause. The hunter doesn't need to say a word, the eagle already knows what is expected of it. And here's something fascinating, Mongolian eagles are trained not just to capture, but to release their prey unharmed, if necessary. Many hunters see this as a mark of skill and respect. An eagle that can catch a fox or a rabbit but then return to its handler without any injury to the animal shows a deep understanding between the bird and the hunter. This method, known as sparing, is often an essential part of the hunt. It's a gesture of reverence for nature, a way to show that the cycle of life doesn't end with the kill. It's a tradition built on balance, not brutality. As the light slowly begins to creep across the horizon, there's a ritualistic calm in the air, where both hunter and eagle wait for the first signs of prey, an ancient song played out once more beneath the rising sun. And let's not forget, eagle hunting isn't just a battle of predator and prey. It's a spiritual exercise, too. When you're out there, in the vastness of the steppes, the world becomes very small. The hunt is not just about capturing a fox or rabbit, it's about connecting with nature, with the ancestors who practiced it before, and, in a way, with the very land that sustains life. One might say the Mongolian eagle hunter is not a mere man of action but a keeper of history. Through each hunt, through every gesture between the bird and the hunter, the past is honored. It's the passing of traditions from one generation to the next, a living, breathing link in the chain of human culture. Even as these ancient practices face the pressures of modern life, they persist, carried on by those who understand the quiet, steadfast power of this connection. The hunter's role is as much about being a steward of the eagle as it is about being a part of a long-standing tradition. The work of these hunters goes beyond the hunt itself. They are guardians of knowledge, protectors of an art form that has shaped their way of life for centuries. It's in this way that Mongolian eagle hunting becomes something much more than a survival tactic, it becomes a profound act of continuity. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's comforting to know that some traditions, like the eagle's flight, remain timeless. As the cold morning light bathes the land in a soft, ethereal glow, you begin to realize that the bond between the hunter and his eagle is something extraordinary. It isn't something you can explain with logic or reason, it's more of an unspoken language between two creatures who, for all their differences, share a deeper connection. As you watch the eagle standing tall on its handler's arm, feathers gently rustling in the wind, it's hard not to think of them as equals, two beings who rely on each other in ways that transcend mere survival. This bond, forged over years of training and shared experiences, is the heart of the hunt. But it begins long before the eagle is ready to soar through the sky. The training starts when the eagle is still a chick, just a fledgling with no concept of the wild world it will one day rule. The first days are simple, getting the eagle used to the presence of humans, feeding it, establishing trust. This is no easy task, especially when you consider the size and strength of the birds. Eagles are majestic, powerful creatures with sharp talons and even sharper instincts. But a trained eagle is more than a predator, it is a companion. Now, here's a little tidbit you might find interesting. Eagles in Mongolia are often raised in relative captivity. They are kept in special enclosures near the homes of their trainers and are fed by hand. They are never truly free during their formative years, but rather, their entire world revolves around the hunter. Some hunters will go so far as to have their eagles sleep on their own beds, sharing their warmth during the harsh winter nights. It's a strange yet beautiful way to show the trust between man and bird. This early-stage bond is absolutely essential, and there's no shortcut to it. It's patience, repetition, and a lot of quiet moments spent together. Historians still argue about whether eagle hunting was originally practiced for warfare or survival, but one thing is clear, it has evolved into a cultural symbol, representing more than just a method of procuring food. It embodies the spirit of Mongolia itself, rugged, resilient, and deeply connected to the land. The hunt is not just about taking life, it's about participating in the cycle of nature. This is why, for the Mongol people, eagle hunting is not just a hobby, it's a way of life, an identity that stretches far back into the history of the region. And while it may seem like a solitary pursuit, the eagle hunter is part of a broader community of like-minded individuals. In the villages, you'll often find gatherings of hunters, exchanging tips, tales, and stories of the hunt. They share a language that only those who have lived it truly understand, the quiet respect for the eagle, the unspoken knowledge of when to release it, when to call it back, and when to trust its instincts completely. It's a delicate dance of mutual respect, honed over years of practice. The eagle may fly high above the ground, but the hunter's eyes never leave it. One of the most fascinating aspects of eagle hunting is how the birds are trained to hunt alone. Unlike other hunting methods, where dogs or horses are relied upon to track prey, the eagle is expected to identify and capture the prey on its own. The hunter may provide guidance, but the eagle's success depends on its own instincts and skills. This isn't just about the hunter's ability to train the bird, it's about fostering independence. The eagle is trained to trust itself, to know when to pounce and when to retreat, when to fly high and when to stay low. It's a delicate balance of power, skill, and trust. And speaking of trust, here's something truly remarkable. After years of training, many eagle hunters have been known to release their birds into the wild, only to see them return months later, guided by the bonds they shared. It's almost like the birds know they are home, even in the vastness of the wilderness. Imagine that for a second, a bond so strong that it transcends the boundaries of domestication. The eagle, once released, is free to soar wherever it pleases, but when it chooses to return to its handler, it's a sign of the deep respect and trust that has been formed between them. But the relationship between the eagle and the hunter goes beyond the act of training and hunting. It's a spiritual connection, deeply ingrained in the Mongolian worldview. Mongolians have long believed that animals, especially powerful ones like eagles, carry with them a spiritual essence. They believe that the eagle is a messenger between the physical world and the spiritual one, a bridge between man and nature. This belief is part of the reason why eagle hunting is not just a practical endeavor, it's also a sacred one. The hunter doesn't view the eagle as an instrument of death, but as a partner, someone to be respected, someone to be revered. This spiritual connection is especially evident during the actual hunt. As the hunter rides his horse across the steppes, with the eagle perched on his arm, there's a sense of reverence in the air. The wind rustles through the grass, and the only sounds are the faint calls of distant birds and the soft clop of the horse's hooves. The hunter is no longer just a man on a horse. He is a part of the landscape, a part of the ritual. The eagle is his extension, his eyes in the sky. It's a dance, a silent performance that has been honed over centuries, an almost sacred act of communion between man, bird, and nature. And when the eagle finally spots its prey, a rabbit, a fox, or even a wild goat, it swoops down with incredible speed and precision. You might think that the eagle does all the work, but that would be an oversimplification. The hunter's role is just as crucial. He must time his calls perfectly, directing the eagle with subtle hand gestures and a soft command. The slightest misstep, and the hunt could fail. But when everything aligns, the eagle swoops, the hunter calls, and the prey is caught, it's a moment of perfect harmony. It's a moment that transcends the hunt itself. It's a victory not just for the hunter and the eagle, but for the tradition that they are upholding, for the generations of hunters who have come before them, and for the deep, unbreakable bond that they share. It's a reminder that the art of eagle hunting is more than just survival, it's a living, breathing testament to the power of partnership, patience, and respect. As the sun rises higher, casting longer shadows across the rugged terrain, you feel the anticipation build. The hunt is not just an event, it's an experience that lingers, a rhythm of life that echoes through the heart of Mongolia. And as much as this is about survival, it's also about mastery. The eagle hunter must understand the eagle's every movement, anticipate its next step, and know exactly when to give it freedom and when to rein it in. There's an art to it, one that requires sharp instincts and a deep knowledge of the bird's behavior. This is not just about training, it's about an unspoken language that grows stronger with every hunt. The preparation for the hunt is methodical and deliberate. The eagle's feathers must be adjusted, the leather harnesses checked, and the saddle on the hunter's horse must be secure. There is no rush. This isn't a sport that encourages haste. Every small detail counts. The hunter doesn't merely look at the eagle, he feels it. He can sense the slight shifts in its posture, the faintest sound of a rustle in its wings, the narrowing of its sharp eyes. It's a conversation that happens without words. The bond they share is the foundation of everything, the silent understanding that this moment, this partnership, is sacred. And there's something almost spiritual about the way the eagle seems to sense its purpose. It's as though, from the moment it is called upon, it knows what is at stake. The eagle is the hunter's eyes in the sky, a silent sentinel that surveys the land below with impeccable precision. You might think that the eagle's sharp vision is the key to the hunt, but it's more than that. It's its ability to read the landscape, to pick out even the smallest movement among the grass, the way its wings slice through the air with such speed and grace, it's a marvel of nature. The eagle is not just a creature of instinct, it's a creature of purpose. Historians still argue about the true origins of the practice of eagle hunting, but it's clear that the relationship between the bird and its handler has evolved into something much more than mere utility. The hunt, for all its raw power and primal nature, is also a deeply emotional experience. It's a shared moment between two beings, one human, one animal, who rely on each other in ways that go beyond the physical. And it's this connection, this unbreakable trust, that forms the heart of the hunt. The bird hunts for the hunter, but the hunter also hunts for the bird, ensuring its safety, providing it with food, and giving it the respect it deserves. It's a give and take that runs deeper than just a partnership, it's a spiritual relationship. But the bond doesn't stop there. The eagle is not only a hunter, it's a teacher, too. The hunter, in many ways, learns from the eagle, observing its grace, its focus, and its unwavering determination. The eagle teaches the hunter patience and precision. In return, the hunter teaches the eagle how to navigate the complexities of the hunt, how to hone its natural instincts into a finely tuned skill. And in this mutual exchange, something extraordinary happens, a connection is forged that is as old as the land itself. In the wild, eagles are solitary creatures, relying on their own instincts and abilities to hunt and survive. But in the world of Mongolian eagle hunting, they are not alone. The hunter is a constant presence in their lives, guiding them, protecting them, and nurturing them. It's a bond that goes beyond mere survival. It's a partnership that thrives in the silence of the steppes, a partnership that is built on trust, respect, and a shared purpose. The first signs of prey appear on the horizon, perhaps a lone rabbit, its ears twitching in the still morning air. It's a small creature, but it's enough. The eagle, perched on the hunter's arm, seems to sense the change in the air. Its wings begin to twitch, its sharp eyes narrowing, focusing on the distant figure below. The hunter can feel the tension in the air, the sense that something is about to happen. The bird knows what to do. It's time to fly. With a smooth, practiced motion, the eagle is released, its powerful wings beating against the wind. It soars high above the land, its keen eyes scanning the ground below for any movement. You watch as it gains altitude, its form growing smaller against the vastness of the sky. There is a moment, a brief but profound moment, when the eagle is free, a fleeting moment of absolute independence, when it is not tethered to the earth, but to the sky itself. And yet, it is not truly free. Its purpose lies in the hands of the hunter. The relationship between the eagle and its handler is far more complex than a simple partnership, it's a deep and intricate dance, one that has been practiced for centuries. The eagle must trust its handler, and the handler must trust the eagle. There is no room for error. The slightest misstep, the tiniest hesitation, could ruin the hunt. But when everything falls into place, the eagle swoops down, the hunter calls it back, and the prey is caught, it is a moment of perfect harmony. And when that moment comes, when the eagle returns to the hunter with its prize, there's a sense of fulfillment that's hard to put into words. It's not just about the hunt, it's about the journey, the process, the connection. The hunter has done his part, and so has the eagle. And together, they have achieved something greater than the sum of their individual efforts. They have participated in a tradition that stretches back through the centuries, a tradition that is as much about respect and understanding as it is about survival. In the cool morning air, with the sounds of the hunt echoing in the distance, you realize that this moment, the hunt, the partnership, the connection, is what has sustained this tradition for so long. It's a moment that speaks to something primal, something timeless. And as the hunter and his eagle walk side by side, their bond stronger than ever, you can't help but feel a deep sense of respect for the art of Mongolian eagle hunting. As the hunt continues and the morning sun rises higher, painting the steppes in a warm golden light, there's a shift in the air, a quiet awareness that this partnership between man and bird is a living, breathing thing. The eagle, having captured its prey, now lands gracefully next to the hunter. With a skill that seems almost choreographed, it allows its handler to approach. The hunter moves with deliberate steps, his hand extended to retrieve the captured animal, while the eagle stands still, regal in its patience. This moment is a small, sacred ritual, a mutual respect, earned over years of shared experiences and quiet understanding. But it's more than just a simple exchange, it's the culmination of an unspoken promise, a promise that has guided both the hunter and the eagle since the beginning. This moment, when the eagle delivers its prey and the hunter retrieves it, symbolizes much more than a successful hunt. It's a reflection of the deep bond that has been built between them. The eagle, having just carried out a feat of remarkable precision and grace, is not met with cold efficiency but with gentle care. The hunter does not simply take the animal from the eagle, he acknowledges it, honoring the bird for its effort. There's a kind of reverence in the way the eagle is handled, a tenderness that comes from years of trust and mutual respect. You might wonder how this deep level of trust is cultivated, and the answer lies in the way the bond is nurtured. The training of an eagle begins long before the first hunt. It's a process that involves not only teaching the bird how to hunt but also how to trust the hunter. And it isn't just about teaching the eagle to capture prey, it's about building a relationship based on cooperation, respect, and even affection. In many cases, hunters will spend months or even years raising and training their eagles, living side by side with them in close quarters. It's in this proximity that the true magic happens. The eagle learns that the hunter is a protector, a partner, and a source of safety. Historians still argue about whether eagle hunting is a symbolic act, representing humanity's struggle against nature, or if it is simply a functional method of survival. But what's undeniable is that the relationship between the eagle and the hunter is at the heart of it all. The eagle is not just a weapon, it's a companion, a partner, a friend. It's a living creature, capable of understanding and responding to its handler's emotions and intentions. And in return, the hunter provides the eagle with safety, sustenance, and a bond that transcends the act of hunting. You may be wondering, what's it like for the eagle in all of this? After all, it's the bird that's doing most of the work, right? In many ways, the eagle's role is the most important. It's the one that has to be sharp, quick, and precise. Yet, despite its immense power and skill, the eagle is not just a machine that hunts, it is an animal with its own desires, instincts, and personality. Some eagles are more independent, preferring to hunt alone, while others are more social and bond more strongly with their human counterpart. It's the eagle's unique nature, its strength and grace, that makes it such a prized partner for the hunter. But the training doesn't end with the capture of prey. It continues with the eagle's return to its handler after the hunt. In many cases, the eagle will land near its hunter, waiting for a signal to approach. This moment is crucial. The eagle must be calm, obedient, and patient, even after the rush of the hunt. It's a time when the handler can once again show the eagle respect, providing it with food and care. This process strengthens the bond, ensuring that the eagle understands it is not just a tool for hunting, but a valued member of the team. In fact, many eagle hunters speak of the sense of pride they feel when their eagle returns with the prey. This pride is not just about the success of the hunt, it's about the bond they share with the bird. The hunter's pride comes from knowing that the eagle is performing well, that the training has paid off, and that the relationship between them is stronger than ever. It's a pride that comes from mutual respect and the quiet understanding that they are partners, bound by something much greater than a simple contract of survival. The pride the hunter feels is often tempered by a deep sense of gratitude. Eagle hunting is not just about the hunter's skill, it's about the skill and spirit of the eagle as well. The eagle's intelligence, precision, and beauty are all acknowledged by the hunter. This gratitude extends beyond the hunt. It's a recognition that the eagle is not simply a means to an end, but an integral part of the hunt itself. Without the eagle, the hunt would not be the same. And it is this understanding, this deep appreciation for the eagle's role, that forms the backbone of the relationship between the two. Here's where the cultural aspect comes into play. For many Mongolian hunters, the practice of eagle hunting is not just about the hunt, it's a spiritual endeavor. In fact, the hunt is often accompanied by a quiet, reverential ceremony, where the hunter offers a prayer or gesture of thanks for the eagle's assistance. The idea is that the eagle is not just an animal, it's a spiritual guide, an intermediary between the human world and the natural world. This practice is deeply ingrained in Mongolian culture, where respect for animals, particularly powerful creatures like the eagle, is central to the worldview. It's no surprise that eagle hunting has become a symbol of Mongolian identity. It represents the connection between the people and the land, the deep respect for nature, and the ancient traditions that have been passed down through generations. Even in the face of modernization, this bond remains unbroken. There are still those who practice the art of eagle hunting in its purest form, passing down the skills and traditions to the younger generations. The quiet beauty of the hunt, the trust between the eagle and the hunter, and the bond that is forged over years of practice and patience, it all comes together in these moments of triumph, when the eagle returns, prey in tow. The steppes may be vast, but the space between hunter and eagle is small, a shared understanding that bridges the gap between the human and the animal. In the end, the hunt is more than just a survival mechanism, it's a way of life, an expression of reverence, and a testament to the bond that exists between man and nature. And as the day fades into evening, with the eagle resting once more on the hunter's arm, you can't help but feel that, in this quiet, timeless tradition, both man and bird have found their place in the world. As the sun climbs higher and the heat of midday begins to creep across the steppes, there's a palpable shift in the energy of the hunt. The pace slows, the eagle's wings no longer cutting through the cool morning air, but instead resting calmly as it watches over its domain. The hunter, having seen the eagle's prowess in the field, now finds himself not only guiding his bird but waiting for the right moment to strike again. The hunt is far from over, but there is a sense of respect that permeates every step of the process. In this quiet moment, the hunter and the eagle both take a breath, acknowledging the shared effort of the hunt, the blood, the sweat, the time spent together. But hunting is not always about success. There are days when the prey is elusive, when the eagle's keen eyesight fails to catch the slightest movement, or when the wind plays tricks, making the ground appear empty. These moments test the patience of both the hunter and the eagle. You might think that the silence between them would become unbearable, but it's during these times that the bond between man and bird is strengthened. The hunter doesn't force the eagle to hunt, he allows it to rest, to regain its strength, and he too takes the time to reflect on the bond they share. Historians still argue whether ancient cultures understood the true depth of the bond between human and animal, but it's evident in the way eagle hunting has endured. This relationship, forged in silence and trust, has lasted millennia, continuing today as a testament to a time when survival depended not just on strength, but on partnership. The silence between the hunter and his eagle is not an absence of communication, it is the deepest form of understanding. In the absence of words, there exists a connection stronger than anything spoken. As the hunt progresses, the hunter's focus sharpens once more. It's a unique rhythm, one that's as much about the eagle's instinct as it is about the hunter's experience. They have learned from each other, in a way that transcends language. This understanding is what sets them apart from other forms of hunting. The hunter doesn't chase the prey is called. It's a game of patience, of watching, waiting, and then acting when the time is right. It's a practice that requires mindfulness, where every step is measured, every movement deliberate. The eagle, too, has become more than just a tool in the hunt, it is a participant, a creature with its own agency. The bird's intelligence is often underestimated. You might assume that an eagle simply follows orders, but the reality is more complex. The eagle has its own sense of timing, its own understanding of the lay of the land. It is aware of the boundaries of the hunt, and it instinctively knows when to push forward and when to hold back. The hunter may direct the eagle, but the bird's instincts ultimately guide the outcome. And here's where the practice becomes truly fascinating. The eagle doesn't simply hunt for the sake of hunger, it hunts because it is part of a greater cycle. When the hunter and eagle work in tandem, they are not just fulfilling a task, they are participating in a natural rhythm that has existed for thousands of years. It's a rhythm that transcends the immediate goal of catching prey, it's about honoring the land and its creatures, understanding the place of each participant in the grand scheme of things. In some ways, the eagle hunters of Mongolia are modern-day stewards of this ancient relationship, guardians of a practice that has survived through generations. They have inherited not just the skill of the hunt, but the responsibility to protect and pass on the tradition. The relationship between the eagle and the hunter is passed down like a sacred heirloom, carefully nurtured and cultivated over time. The younger generation of hunters learns from the elders, absorbing the lessons of patience, respect, and silent communication. There's a certain grace to it, a quiet understanding that has been handed down like a sacred trust. In Mongolia, this practice is far from a simple sport. It is a cultural inheritance, a thread that connects the people to their past, their ancestors, and the natural world around them. The act of eagle hunting is a reflection of a people's deep connection to the land and the animals that share it. It is not just about food, nor is it simply about tradition, it is about survival in its most fundamental form, about living in harmony with the land and its creatures, about the delicate balance that exists between man and nature. But even as the tradition endures, it faces challenges. Modern technology, the encroachment of urbanization, and changing societal values are slowly threatening the way of life that has persisted for centuries. There is a growing concern that the art of eagle hunting may be lost to the pressures of the modern world. Some fear that as younger generations move away from the rural steppes and into cities, they will no longer see the value in keeping the tradition alive. Others worry that the increasing presence of foreign hunting techniques and wildlife regulations may eventually overshadow the ancient methods passed down through the centuries. And yet, despite these challenges, eagle hunting endures. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is not something that can be easily broken. It is a tradition that remains at the heart of Mongolian culture, not just for its practicality but for the deep spiritual connection it fosters. It is a reminder of a time when the line between man and nature was not as distinct as it is today. As the hunt continues, with the eagle perched once more on the hunter's arm, you begin to appreciate just how rare and beautiful this practice is. The moments of quiet between the hunter and the eagle, the shared look that passes between them, the mutual understanding, these are the moments that define the heart of Mongolian eagle hunting. It is not simply the act of capturing prey, but the relationship that is formed through years of shared effort, silent trust, and unwavering respect for one another. When the eagle returns from its flight, bringing its prey back to its handler, the cycle is complete. The hunter's day has been defined not just by the hunt, but by the quiet, sacred partnership that has been cultivated between him and his bird. Together, they have participated in something timeless, a practice that has survived the ages and continues to be a vital part of Mongolian identity. As the day's warmth begins to settle over the steppes, and the long shadows stretch across the grasslands, there's a deep satisfaction that settles in the bones of both the eagle and the hunter. The hunt has been fruitful, the partnership reaffirmed. The eagle, perched once again on the hunter's arm, rests its powerful wings, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon for any further signs of prey. But now, there is no rush. The day, while still young, has already revealed its rewards. The bond between man and bird is now deeper than ever, built not just on the act of hunting but on the moments shared, the silent understanding between them that no words could ever capture. The silence that surrounds the hunter and his eagle is a reflection of the bond they share. There are no boasts, no loud declarations of victory. This is not a game where the success of the hunt is measured by the number of animals taken. No, here the success is measured in the quiet acknowledgement of each other's role. The eagle knows it has done its part, and the hunter knows he has done his. There is no need for words, the partnership speaks for itself. It's a simple, yet profound truth that lies at the heart of this ancient tradition. Historians still debate the true purpose of eagle hunting, whether it was originally designed purely as a survival tool or if it was always more than that. Some suggest it was about prestige, about the honor that came from capturing such a magnificent bird and taming it to hunt. Others argue that it was about showing mastery over nature, about demonstrating a human connection to the wilderness that transcended mere physical strength. Regardless of its origins, eagle hunting has become a sacred practice, a deeply spiritual connection between man, bird, and the land. As the hunter and the eagle rest in the shade of a distant rock, taking a moment to gather themselves before the evening hunt, there's a sense of peace that settles over the scene. In the distance, you can see the grassland stretching endlessly, the landscape unchanged for centuries. In this moment, time seems to stand still. The quiet presence of the eagle, the hunter's steady gaze, the wind that rustles through the tall grass, everything is part of the same rhythm, the same timeless cycle. It's as though the world is holding its breath, waiting for the next chapter to unfold. It's in these quiet moments that the true essence of eagle hunting reveals itself. This is not just a hunt for food or sport, it is a journey, a lifelong commitment to maintaining a balance with nature. It's a reminder that we are not separate from the land and its creatures, but that we are intricately connected to them. The hunter does not dominate nature, he lives in harmony with it. He understands that his role is to guide the eagle, not to command it, to participate in the natural order rather than impose his will upon it. The eagle, for its part, is no mere tool. It is a living, breathing creature with its own instincts and desires. In many ways, the eagle is more than just a partner, it is a teacher. It shows the hunter how to read the land, how to trust in the wind, how to understand the subtle signs that the world around them offers. It is through the eagle that the hunter learns to be patient, to observe, to wait for the right moment to act. The eagle, in return, learns the ways of the human world, adapting its natural instincts to work alongside its handler. As evening draws near and the sun begins to dip below the horizon, the hunt resumes. This time, the prey is more elusive, darting through the tall grasses with incredible speed. But the eagle is ready, its sharp eyes fixed on the target, its wings poised for flight. The hunter's focus is absolute. This is the moment they've both been waiting for, the culmination of everything they've learned, everything they've shared. With a swift, practiced motion, the eagle takes off, soaring into the sky. The hunter watches closely, his eyes never leaving the bird. It's a silent communication, a deep understanding that flows between them, a bond that has been nurtured through countless hunts. The hunt may not always be successful, and sometimes the prey is elusive, but that doesn't diminish the bond between hunter and bird. It is the journey, not the destination, that matters. The moments spent together, the trust built, the respect earned, that is what makes the hunt meaningful. As the eagle returns, its wings folding gracefully, the hunter smiles, not because of the kill, but because of the bond they have forged. It's in these quiet moments, when the world around them seems to fall away, that the true power of the hunt becomes clear. The partnership between the eagle and the hunter is not just about survival, it is a symbol of the deep connection between man and nature. In a world that is rapidly changing, where technology often drives a wedge between us and the natural world, the practice of eagle hunting remains a reminder of the power of partnership, respect, and balance. The eagle, with its piercing eyes and powerful wings, has long been a symbol of strength, freedom, and independence. But in the hands of the hunter, it becomes something more, a companion, a teacher, a partner. Together, they represent the perfect harmony between man and nature, a bond that has stood the test of time. As the day fades into night, and the stars begin to emerge in the vast Mongolian sky, the hunter and his eagle rest once more. They have done their part. They have lived the tradition, honored the land, and shared in a bond that transcends time. In this quiet, sacred moment, the partnership between the hunter and the eagle is complete. The hunt is over, but the tradition lives on. The night falls swiftly on the steppes, wrapping the land in a blanket of cool air and quiet. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft rustle of the eagle's feathers as it settles on the hunter's arm once more. This moment, as the day gives way to night, is the closing of a chapter, one that has been written in the language of trust, respect, and ancient tradition. The hunter and his eagle, having shared the rhythms of the hunt, now share the quiet of the evening. They stand together, both still and silent, watching the stars emerge in the clear night sky above. This silence, this stillness, is not empty. It's filled with meaning. The work of the day may be done, but the bond between man and bird is alive, growing, evolving with each passing moment. The eagle rests, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon even as its body relaxes, its wings folding against its sides. The hunter, standing tall, feels the weight of the day's journey, the effort, the patience, the reverence for the land, the bird, and the life they share. Historians often argue that the true significance of eagle hunting lies in its symbolism. Some say it represents the struggle between man and nature, a fight to control the wilderness. Others believe it is a ritualistic practice, one that connects humanity to the natural world in a spiritual way. But no matter the interpretation, one thing is clear: the practice of eagle hunting is not just about survival or the capture of prey, it's a deeply personal experience. It is about the relationship between the hunter and the eagle, a bond forged over years of shared moments, of patience and understanding. In many ways, the stillness of the night mirrors the quiet intimacy of the bond between the hunter and his eagle. The two are no longer two separate entities, they are part of something much greater, an ancient tradition that transcends time and space. The eagle is not just a tool for the hunt, but a partner, a companion. And the hunter is not just a man, but a guardian of this tradition, a steward of an ancient way of life. Together, they are more than the sum of their parts, they are part of a timeless cycle that has been passed down through the ages. It's easy to see why eagle hunting is often referred to as an art form. It requires more than skill, it requires heart, patience, and a deep connection to the land and the bird. Every movement, every gesture, is a reflection of years of practice, of a lifetime spent learning the ways of the eagle. The hunter must understand the bird's needs, its instincts, its behavior. He must know when to encourage it, when to hold back, and when to allow it the freedom to soar. But the bird also has a role to play in this relationship. The eagle, with its sharp instincts and powerful wings, teaches the hunter about the natural world. It shows him the subtle signs of the land, the movements of the wind, the rustle of the grass, the patterns of the prey. The eagle teaches the hunter patience, teaching him to wait for the right moment to strike, to understand when to act and when to hold back. It's a partnership that goes both ways, one that requires mutual respect, understanding, and a willingness to learn. You may be wondering, what does this deep, unspoken bond look like in practice? It's not just about the hunt itself, it's about the way the hunter and eagle move together, how they communicate without words. It's about the trust they place in each other, the way the eagle returns to its handler after each flight, its wings folding gracefully as it lands back on the hunter's arm. It's the quiet moments when the hunter reaches out to feed the eagle, acknowledging its role in the hunt, offering it a reward for its effort. And it's in the moments of rest, when the eagle sits on its handler's arm, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon, aware of the world around it but trusting its partner to guide the way. The relationship between the eagle and the hunter is one of mutual dependence, but also one of mutual respect. The hunter relies on the eagle's instincts, its sharp eyes, and its hunting prowess. The eagle relies on the hunter for food, safety, and companionship. Each is a reflection of the other, and together, they form a perfect balance. It is this balance that allows the hunt to succeed, but it is also what allows the tradition to endure. And even as the world around them changes, as modernity encroaches on the ancient ways of life, the bond between the hunter and the eagle remains unchanged. There is something timeless about it, something that speaks to a deeper part of the human experience. The hunt is not just about the prey, it's about the journey, the connection, the shared moments that build a relationship over time. It is about the way the eagle's wings beat in sync with the hunter's heartbeat, the way the two become one in the pursuit of something greater than themselves. The sun has now set, casting a soft, amber glow over the steppes. The air is cooler, and the wind has died down, leaving behind a peaceful stillness. The hunter and his eagle stand in the quiet, side by side, their bond stronger than ever. The eagle's feathers glisten in the fading light, its sharp eyes still alert, yet at rest. The hunter, too, feels the weight of the day lift as he stands in the presence of his bird. The hunt may be over for now, but the partnership, the tradition, the connection, lives on. As the stars begin to twinkle overhead, the eagle's gaze softens, and the hunter's shoulders relax. The quiet of the night surrounds them, and for just a moment, they are at peace. The world may change, the seasons may shift, but the bond between the hunter and the eagle remains constant, a symbol of something that has endured for centuries, a reminder that, in a world full of noise, sometimes the most profound connections are the ones we share in silence. As the cool night deepens, the quiet beauty of the moment wraps around the hunter and his eagle, creating an almost sacred atmosphere. The rhythm of the hunt, the pulse of the land beneath their feet, and the bond they share seems to slow down the passage of time. There's no rush, no need to hurry. The chase, the hunt, the flight, and the return of the eagle, all of it culminates in these peaceful moments, under the vast sky. The stars, so bright and far away, seem to be part of the same cosmic order that binds man, bird, and nature together in this age-old tradition. But the stillness of the night, while comforting, is not to be mistaken for stagnation. Underneath it all, the cycle of life continues. The hunter, now sitting next to the eagle, knows that the next day will bring new challenges, new hunts, and new lessons. The eagle, now calm and resting after a day of effort, will wake with renewed strength, ready to take flight once again. There's always a new dawn, always another opportunity to build upon the lessons of the past and to continue strengthening the bond between man and bird. Eagle hunting, in many ways, mirrors the rhythm of life itself. It's about cycles, of hunting and resting, of striving and learning, of failing and trying again. The same way the eagle rises from the ground and spreads its wings, only to return after completing its task, the hunter also rises each day with renewed purpose. There are no shortcuts, no quick wins. The practice of eagle hunting demands patience, humility, and respect for the natural world. But it's precisely this respect that gives it its timeless power. It's a way of life that connects hunter and bird, past and present, nature and humanity. The hunter looks out over the landscape, the silhouette of his eagle a quiet companion in the night. It's hard not to marvel at how this tradition has survived centuries of change. Today, in a world of technology and convenience, eagle hunting remains a direct link to a simpler time, when survival was earned through skill, patience, and partnership. Yet, as much as the world has changed, the essence of the practice has remained the same. The eagle's flight still cuts through the air with the same grace, the same precision, and the same power that it always has. Historians and scholars still argue over the precise origins of eagle hunting, and there are many theories. Some suggest it was a way to symbolize power or dominance over nature, while others believe it served as a means of survival. Regardless of its origin, what's clear is that eagle hunting has always been about more than just catching prey. It's about a relationship, a deep, often spiritual, connection between man and bird, one that transcends the act of hunting itself. It's about learning from each other, living alongside one another, and understanding that the bond forged between the two is sacred, something that cannot be replicated by machines or technology. There's a beauty in this connection that is hard to describe. It's a bond that doesn't need words, it's built on actions, on trust, and on an understanding that goes beyond the physical. The hunter teaches the eagle how to survive in the world of men, while the eagle teaches the hunter how to live in harmony with the natural world. In a sense, both are teachers and both are students, constantly learning from each other as they move through the seasons of life. The connection between the hunter and his eagle is not just about training or skill, it's about something deeper. It's about the way they complement each other, the way they read each other's movements and anticipate each other's needs. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to pull back, when to let the eagle soar and when to call it back to rest. This delicate dance requires not only physical strength and precision but also emotional intelligence, the ability to feel what the other needs, to sense the subtle changes in the air, to understand when the moment is right. When the hunter prepares for the next day's hunt, there's a ritual to it. The eagle is given a chance to rest and recover from the exertion of the day. Its feathers are checked, its harness adjusted, and it is fed and cared for. This isn't just about taking care of the bird, it's about reaffirming the bond. The hunter's care for the eagle is a reflection of the respect and love he has for the creature. In a way, it's a quiet form of gratitude, a way of saying, thank you, for the work the eagle has done, for the lessons it has taught, and for the companionship it provides. In return, the eagle offers its trust. It doesn't simply follow orders, it gives the hunter the opportunity to prove himself, to earn the right to lead. It is only through this mutual exchange that the hunt can succeed. The eagle is not a servant, it is a partner. The hunter doesn't command the bird, he works with it, allowing the eagle to perform at its best, to showcase its abilities. This, too, is a lesson that runs through the practice of eagle hunting. true strength comes from collaboration, not domination. As the night deepens, the two companions, hunter and eagle, settle into the rhythm of the world around them. The stars shimmer above them, the wind stirs gently across the grass, and the quiet of the night seems to wrap everything in a peaceful embrace. The day has ended, but the bond between man and bird remains unbroken. Tomorrow, the cycle will begin again. The eagle will soar through the skies, and the hunter will follow, working in harmony, continuing a tradition that stretches back through the centuries. This is the quiet legacy of Mongolian eagle hunting, a tradition built on trust, respect, and a deep understanding between man and nature. It's a way of life that has endured because it speaks to something fundamental in the human experience. It reminds us that, in a world that often feels disconnected from nature, there are still ways to live in harmony with the world around us, ways to find balance, purpose, and meaning in the quiet moments. The first light of dawn breaks over the horizon once more, casting a soft glow across the endless expanse of the Mongolian steppes. The cycle is about to begin again. As the hunter stirs, the eagle stirs with him. There's a sacred rhythm to these mornings, one that has been repeated for centuries. The hunter doesn't need to speak, the eagle is already alert, already prepared for the next phase of their journey together. It's as though they both feel the weight of the tradition pressing on their shoulders, but neither shies away from it. The bond between them is forged in the quiet moments of dawn, when the world is still waking up and everything feels possible. The day's hunt doesn't begin with a rush or a flurry of activity. There's no sense of urgency, no frantic pace. The hunter and his eagle take their time, preparing for what's to come. The eagle's feathers are checked, its harness adjusted, and the final preparations are made. The hunter, too, takes a moment to breathe in the cool morning air, to center himself before the hunt begins. This is a time for focus, for quiet contemplation. The moment is sacred, and they both know that they must approach it with the respect it deserves. And here's something that may surprise you, the connection between a hunter and an eagle is not just about the physical bond, it's also deeply emotional. The eagle, despite being a powerful predator, is not just an animal, it is a living being with its own personality, its own quirks, and its own sense of identity. It's not just about training the eagle to hunt, it's about learning to understand its moods, its needs, and its instincts. It's about knowing when the eagle is ready to soar and when it needs to rest. The hunter's role is not just to command, it's to listen, to read the bird's body language, and to respond with care and understanding. Some historians argue that the true significance of eagle hunting lies in the relationship between the hunter and the bird. Others suggest it's more about survival or dominance. But no matter where you stand in this debate, one thing is clear, the bond between the hunter and the eagle is what makes the hunt successful. It's the trust, the respect, and the shared understanding between the two that allows them to work together in perfect harmony. As the eagle takes flight once again, soaring high above the land, the hunter feels a surge of pride. Not because of the success of the hunt, but because of the bond they share. Watching the eagle glide effortlessly through the sky is a reminder of the deep connection between man and nature. The eagle is not just a tool for hunting, it is a partner, a friend, and a companion on this shared journey. The eagle swoops down, its sharp talons reaching out to capture its prey. The hunter watches closely, his heart beating in time with the rhythm of the bird's flight. It's a moment of perfect synchronization, when everything aligns, the eagle, the hunter, and the land. The prey doesn't stand a chance, but the hunter isn't focused on the victory. He's focused on the moment, the quiet understanding between him and his eagle. When the eagle returns, its prize in tow, the bond between them is reaffirmed. The hunter reaches out, gently taking the prey from the eagle's talons. This moment, though small, is a reminder of the trust that exists between them. The eagle has done its part, and the hunter has done his. The success of the hunt is not just about the catch, it's about the partnership, the shared effort, and the deep respect for one another. It's in these moments, when the eagle perches on the hunter's arm once again, that the true power of the relationship becomes clear. The eagle is not just a tool for survival, it is a living, breathing being that has its own role in the cycle of life. And the hunter, for all his skill and training, is nothing without the eagle. Together, they create a partnership that transcends the hunt. It's a relationship built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. As the day wears on and the sun climbs higher in the sky, the hunt continues. The eagle soars, the hunter watches, and the bond between them strengthens with every flight, every return. There are no words between them, but the communication is clear. They are partners, working together in perfect harmony, each relying on the other for success. It's a quiet, powerful connection, one that has lasted through generations and will continue for generations to come. The hunt, while important, is not the only thing that defines the relationship between the hunter and the eagle. It's about the moments in between, the quiet times, the times spent resting together, the times when the hunter is simply there for the eagle, offering care, attention, and companionship. These moments, though small, are the ones that solidify the bond, creating a foundation of trust and respect that is unbreakable. As the sun begins to set once more, the hunter and his eagle return to camp. The day is over, but the bond remains. The hunter gently removes the eagle's harness, offering it food and care. The eagle, tired but content, settles down for the night. And once again, the quiet of the night envelopes them. The hunt may be over for today, but the partnership, the relationship, and the tradition will continue. The eagle will rise again at dawn, ready to take flight once more, and the hunter will be there beside him, guiding him, supporting him, and learning from him. Together, they are part of a legacy that has endured for centuries, a legacy that is built on trust, respect, and the quiet power of partnership. As the final rays of sunlight fade into twilight, the world around the hunter and his eagle seems to take on a new form. The land, once bathed in daylight, now transforms into a place of mystery and silence. The vast expanse of the steppes, stretching endlessly before them, seems to take on an otherworldly quality under the shimmering starlit sky. The eagle, ever alert, lifts its head to the cool night air, its sharp eyes scanning the surroundings despite the lack of light. The hunter, too, remains vigilant, his senses heightened by the quiet of the night. There's something sacred in this stillness, a shared moment between man, bird, and the ancient land they call home. This quiet tranquility is the culmination of everything, the silent connection between the hunter and the eagle, the history of the land, and the timeless bond that has endured through generations. The eagle is not just a part of the hunt, it's a symbol of freedom, power, and grace. It represents the spirit of the land, wild, untamed, and beautiful. But it is also a reminder of the delicate balance between man and nature, of the understanding that survival is not about domination, but about coexistence. Historians still argue about the origins of eagle hunting, some believing it was always a symbol of status or military prowess, while others assert that it was born from necessity, an effective way to hunt in a land where prey is scarce and the elements are harsh. What is indisputable, however, is the role that the eagle plays in the life of the Mongolian hunter. The eagle is not a mere tool of survival, it is a partner, a friend, and in many ways, a teacher. It has its own instincts, its own way of seeing the world, and it teaches the hunter to read the land in ways that words cannot explain. The eagle's flight is a thing of beauty, its wings cutting through the air with such power and precision that it almost seems to belong to another world. As it soars above the steppes, its sharp eyes scan the ground below, picking out the smallest signs of movement. It is in these moments, when the eagle is in flight, that the true bond between man and bird is revealed. The eagle is not simply obeying commands, it is making decisions, using its own judgment to track prey and navigate the vast landscape. The hunter, standing below, watches intently, his heart beating in sync with the bird's movements, trusting that the eagle knows exactly what to do. In these moments, the hunter becomes part of the land, part of the natural order that has existed long before humanity arrived. The hunt is not just about catching prey, it's about participating in the cycles of nature, about learning to live in harmony with the land and its creatures. The hunter does not conquer the land, he works with it, using the eagle as a partner in this delicate balance. This is the essence of eagle hunting, it's not a battle against nature, but a quiet collaboration that honors both man and bird. As the hunt progresses, the eagle continues to search the horizon for prey. The hunter, riding silently alongside, follows the bird's every movement, sensing when it is time to act, when to give the eagle its space, and when to guide it. The bond between them is one of complete understanding, where every movement is an unspoken conversation. There is no need for words, everything the hunter needs to know is communicated in the flight of the eagle, the way its wings move through the air, the way its body shifts in response to the wind. It is as if the bird is speaking a language that the hunter knows instinctively, a language that has been passed down through generations. The relationship between the hunter and the eagle is not one-sided. It is based on mutual trust and respect, each party relying on the other to survive. The hunter provides food and shelter for the eagle, ensuring that it remains strong and healthy for the next hunt. In return, the eagle offers its skills and instincts, helping the hunter to track and capture prey. This delicate balance is what allows the tradition of eagle hunting to thrive. It is a partnership that transcends simple survival. It is a relationship built on love, respect, and a deep understanding of each other's needs. The hunter knows that his eagle is not just a tool for survival, it is a companion, a partner, and a symbol of everything that is wild and untamed about the land. The eagle is not just part of the hunt, it is part of the hunter's identity, a living representation of the Mongolian way of life. This bond, forged over years of shared experiences, is what sustains the tradition of eagle hunting, ensuring that it continues to thrive in the modern world. As the night deepens, the hunter and his eagle take a moment to rest. The eagle, now perched on the hunter's arm, settles into a peaceful stillness. The hunter, too, sits quietly, reflecting on the day's events, feeling the weight of the bond they share. There is no need for words. In the silence, the relationship between man and bird speaks for itself, a relationship that has endured for centuries, passed down through generations of hunters who have learned to live in harmony with the land and its creatures. And as the stars above begin to shine brighter, the hunter and his eagle are reminded that their journey is far from over. Tomorrow, the hunt will begin again, and the partnership will continue to grow. Each day brings new challenges, new lessons, and new opportunities to deepen the bond between them. The hunt is not just about capturing prey, it is about a lifelong journey, a journey of learning, respect, and mutual understanding. Together, they will continue to follow the rhythms of the land, guided by the wisdom of the eagle and the heart of the hunter. The eagle's wings will continue to soar across the sky, and the hunter will be there beside him, watching, guiding, and learning. It's a partnership that transcends time and place, a partnership that will endure for as long as the land itself remains. In the quiet of the night, with the stars above and the wind whispering through the grass, the hunter and his eagle stand united, a living testament to the timeless bond that exists between man and nature. The early hours of the morning once again embrace the vast Mongolian steppes, and with it comes the quiet stirring of both the eagle and the hunter. The day has not yet broken, but the bond between them stirs like an ancient rhythm, waiting to be awakened. As the hunter slowly stands from his rest, his eyes, still sharp with the determination of years spent in this very tradition, survey the expanse before him. The eagle, perched silently on his arm, seems to share in the anticipation, the deep connection between them pulsing with each passing moment. The world around them is still, but it is brimming with the promise of the hunt. The eagle's feathers glisten in the faint light of dawn, each strand a reflection of the long hours of training and trust that have gone into forging their relationship. This bird, once a wild creature, has become so much more, an embodiment of the hunter's journey. It is no longer just an animal but a living symbol of partnership and resilience. The hunter's mind races with thoughts of the hunt ahead, but there is no tension, only quiet readiness. His role is not to rush or to force, it is to allow the eagle to come into its own, to follow its instincts, to be the guide, the teacher. The hunter's greatest skill, as it has always been, is knowing when to act and when to simply allow nature to take its course. You might imagine that the eagle, powerful and independent, would operate solely on instinct and strength. But that's not quite the full story. The eagle, like any partner, learns from its handler over time, adapting its flight patterns to the terrain, responding to the hunter's cues with a level of precision that speaks to the years of training and cooperation. The eagle doesn't simply hunt for food, it hunts with the hunter, in a shared pursuit. Its strength is not just in its wings or talons, but in the silent understanding it has with its handler. This cooperative nature of their partnership is what allows them to succeed time after time. As the eagle takes flight once again, its wings spread wide, cutting through the air with such effortless grace, the hunter watches with a knowing gaze. He does not command the bird, instead, he observes, waiting for the right moment to signal his next move. The eagle, meanwhile, is already ahead, its sharp eyes have spotted the prey, the wind guiding it as it soars higher, surveying the terrain with unmatched precision. This is the moment when the bond between man and bird is most evident. It is a union of instinct and experience, a perfect balance between the wild and the cultivated. The hunter, still grounded, watches the eagle as it adjusts its flight path, dives low to the ground, and strikes with remarkable speed and precision. The prey is no match for the eagle's keen eyesight and powerful wings. The moment is fleeting, but it is profound, a reflection of the years of trust and training that have led to this moment. The eagle, with its wings now folded neatly against its sides, returns to the hunter with the catch. There is no rush, no noise, only the quiet satisfaction of a successful hunt, a partnership in its purest form. In that silence, in the moment of return, the hunter reflects on the nature of this work. The hunt, while it may appear to be about the capture of prey, is ultimately about something far deeper. It is about the relationship between the hunter and the eagle, between man and nature, and the understanding that all creatures play their part in the world. The eagle's hunt is not just for survival, it is a shared journey between two beings who, through years of practice, have become inseparable. The hunter and the eagle have learned from one another, adapting, evolving, and growing stronger together. This partnership, as old as time itself, is the foundation of Mongolian eagle hunting. And as much as it is about the success of the hunt, it is about the lessons learned, the patience required, and the bond forged over years of silent understanding. The eagle is not simply a creature of the wild, it is a trusted companion, a partner, and a part of the hunter's very identity. And the hunter, in turn, is not just a man with a bird. He is a keeper of tradition, a steward of an ancient practice that has survived the changing tides of history. The eagle, having completed its task, now rests once again on its handler's arm. The hunter, too, feels the weight of the journey lift slightly as they both take a moment to breathe, to process the shared effort. The landscape around them is vast, endless in its quiet beauty. There is no need for words, no need for celebrations or grand gestures. The hunt speaks for itself. The quiet, shared understanding between the hunter and his eagle is enough. And as they stand together, in the fading light of day, there is a deep satisfaction in knowing that, once again, they have succeeded. Historians, philosophers, and even poets have long pondered the significance of the bond between man and nature. Some see it as a symbol of humanity's dominance over the earth, others see it as a reminder of our need for connection to the natural world. For the Mongolian eagle hunter, however, it is neither. It is simply a way of life, a tradition passed down through the generations that is as much about honoring the past as it is about looking toward the future. The eagle is not a tool, nor is it a trophy, it is a partner, a companion, and a living embodiment of the relationship between man and the world around him. As the hunter and his eagle return to their camp, the world around them continues its ancient rhythms. The night has come, and with it, a sense of quiet contentment. There is no need for words, no need for explanation. The bond between them is understood, both by the hunter and the bird. And as they settle for the night, resting side by side, it's clear that this partnership, forged in silence and trust, will endure for many more years to come. As the stars begin to fill the night sky, their light seemingly outshined only by the deep connection shared between the hunter and his eagle, the quiet of the Mongolian steppes takes on an almost meditative quality. The moon casts a soft, silver glow over the land, painting the vast expanse with a quiet beauty that mirrors the bond between man and bird. The day's journey may be over, but the true magic of the partnership is felt in these still moments, when the work is done and all that remains is the bond itself. In the distance, a breeze stirs the grass, and the sound is faint, almost like a whisper between the hunter and the land. The eagle, its wings folded tightly against its body, sits perched on the hunter's arm, relaxed yet alert, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon even in the stillness of night. This moment, though silent, is not empty. It is filled with the weight of tradition, the weight of generations of hunters who have shared this same connection with their eagles. The world may have changed, but the spirit of the hunt remains timeless, unbroken by the march of time. Historians often argue about the roots of eagle hunting, debating whether it began as a method of survival or evolved into a symbolic practice. Regardless of its origins, what is undeniable is the cultural importance of eagle hunting in Mongolia today. It is not merely a hunting technique, but a way of life, a deeply ingrained tradition that connects the hunter not only with the eagle but with the land itself. It's a partnership built on respect, patience, and mutual understanding, a relationship that transcends generations. There's a subtle beauty in the way the hunter and eagle exist together, neither one dominant, but both equally crucial to the success of the hunt. This equality, though quiet, is powerful. The eagle is not just a tool to hunt, it is a trusted companion, a partner in a journey that involves as much emotional connection as it does physical strength. The eagle has learned from the hunter, and the hunter has learned from the eagle. Together, they are more than they could be apart. They embody the balance that sustains both the land and the tradition itself. It's a fascinating thing, when you think about it, the way that the hunter and eagle communicate without words. Each movement of the bird is understood by the hunter, and each subtle shift in the hunter's posture is felt by the eagle. There is a constant exchange between them, a silent conversation that is as ancient as the steppes themselves. They are not simply two beings working in tandem, they are an embodiment of unity, of balance. The hunter does not give commands, he provides the space for the eagle to act, to move with grace, to express its own instincts. The eagle, in turn, offers the hunter its skills, its precision, and its sharp instincts. In this way, the partnership transcends mere survival, it becomes a living expression of nature's perfect order. As the night deepens and the world around them sleeps, the bond between the hunter and the eagle is a reminder that there are still connections in this world that cannot be broken by time or technology. It is a bond built on the fundamental principles of trust and respect, a bond that has stood the test of centuries. The eagle's flight, the hunter's watchful gaze, these things are part of a tradition that has endured because it is rooted in something far more powerful than the hunt itself. It is rooted in an understanding of the land, of the creatures that inhabit it, and of the delicate balance that sustains life. In the darkness, with the stars overhead and the soft night breeze stirring the grass, the hunter and the eagle rest. The world around them continues its ancient rhythms, and though they may be still for now, they know that tomorrow will bring new challenges, new hunts, and new lessons. For the hunter, this is not a job, it's a way of life. Every hunt, every moment shared with the eagle, is a step in a lifelong journey. The bond between them, honed over years of training and practice, is a reminder that the tradition of eagle hunting is about far more than catching prey, it's about living in harmony with the natural world. The eagle, perched patiently on the hunter's arm, seems to know that the day's work is done. It doesn't rush, doesn't fidget. There is no need. The eagle, in all its grace and strength, is a symbol of balance, of nature's ability to sustain, of the harmony that exists when the hunter and the eagle work together. And so, as the night settles in, the two companions rest side by side, both ready for whatever tomorrow brings. The moonlight fades as the night continues, and there's a sense of peace in the stillness. This quiet, this calm, is the true reward of the hunt, the bond, the shared moments, the deep respect that exists between the hunter and his eagle. The hunt is not just about the prey, it's about the journey. It's about learning, growing, and evolving together. The tradition of eagle hunting is a living, breathing testament to the power of partnership, and it is through this partnership that the tradition endures. Tomorrow, the hunt will continue. The eagle will soar through the sky, the hunter will be there to guide, and together, they will face whatever the land brings. The legacy of this practice will continue, passed down from generation to generation, as long as the steps remain and as long as there are those who understand the value of partnership, patience, and respect. As the first light of dawn breaks once again, a soft glow begins to spread across the vast Mongolian steppes. It feels as if the world itself is awakening in harmony with the hunter and his eagle. The silence of the night is slowly replaced with the sounds of nature, distant birdsong, the rustle of the wind through the grass, the low whinny of horses grazing nearby. And in this calm, this early morning stillness, the eagle on the hunter's arm stirs slightly, sensing the new day's arrival, ready to take flight once more. For the hunter, the dawn of a new day is more than just the start of another hunt, it is a continuation of a deeply ingrained tradition, a legacy that stretches far back in time. The ritual that begins with the first light is a reflection of the bond between the hunter and his eagle. There is no need for words, everything is understood. The eagle's calm, measured gaze speaks volumes. It has seen this day before. It knows the land, the hunt, and its partner. This moment is not new to the eagle, it is a moment that has been repeated for generations. In many ways, it's this familiarity, this understanding of the unspoken language between the two, that gives the hunt its enduring strength. The hunter has not merely trained the eagle to catch prey, he has nurtured a deep, reciprocal relationship. This relationship transcends the mechanics of the hunt, it is one of mutual trust, respect, and shared purpose. The eagle does not simply serve the hunter, it actively participates in the hunt, using its instincts and abilities to contribute to their joint success. Historians still argue over how far back the practice of eagle hunting stretches, but the connection between the eagle and the hunter remains as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. Some believe it is rooted in ancient nomadic practices, others think it has spiritual origins, an offering of the eagle's strength in exchange for a life lived in harmony with nature. What is clear, however, is that the bond between the two is not one of ownership or dominance, it is a partnership. The hunter does not own the eagle, he shares his life with it, just as the eagle shares its instincts and flight with him. As the hunter rises to begin preparing for the hunt, the eagle follows suit, its sharp eyes fixed on the horizon. The rhythm between them is fluid, almost effortless. This partnership, forged over years of mutual effort, has reached a point where every move is instinctive. The hunter's hands are steady as he adjusts the eagle's harness, and the bird, in return, remains calm, trusting in the actions of its companion. Every task, from checking the bird's feathers to adjusting its weight, is done with precision, born from years of practice and familiarity. But even with all this experience, there's still an element of unpredictability in the hunt. The prey doesn't always appear as expected, and the conditions of the land can shift suddenly. But that's part of what makes the hunt so meaningful, the challenge. It is a reminder that, no matter how long the tradition has endured, there is always room for learning, for growth, for adaptation. The hunter and eagle do not simply repeat what they know, they evolve together, learning from each hunt and from each other. As the eagle finally takes flight, soaring high above the steppes, its wings cutting through the air with power and grace, the hunter watches intently. His heart beats in rhythm with the bird's flight, his eyes tracking every movement. In that moment it is as though they are one, two beings connected by purpose and experience. The eagle, scanning the land, and the hunter, grounded and focused, are partners in a shared pursuit. There are no words, no commands, only silent communication. The eagle's talons flash as it swoops low to capture its prey. The hunter's gaze never wavers from the bird, sensing the right moment to intervene, to signal the next movement. The whole scene is a ballet of instinct and skill, honed over countless hours. The eagle's powerful wings carry it through the air, its sharp eyes focused entirely on the task at hand. It is, without question, the apex predator in this moment, but it could not have achieved its success without the hunter by its side. When the eagle returns, its prize in tow, there is no grand celebration, only a quiet acknowledgement of a job well done. The hunter's hand reaches out to gently take the prey from the bird's talons, offering thanks in the same silent language that has guided them all these years. The eagle, though it has performed its task flawlessly, remains humble. It understands that this moment is not just about its own success, it is about the shared effort between it and its handler. This is the true beauty of eagle hunting. It is not just about the kill. It's about the bond between the hunter and the eagle, the shared purpose and trust that have built this relationship. The hunter does not simply take from the land, he works with it, alongside it. The eagle, for its part, is not a mere instrument, it is a participant, an active partner in the hunt. As the hunter and his eagle rest, taking a moment to reflect on the day's work, the bond between them remains strong. There is no need for words to define it. The silent understanding between them says everything that needs to be said. The eagle, perched on the hunter's arm, remains still, its wings folded neatly against its body. It is content, knowing that it has fulfilled its role in the natural cycle. The hunter, too, is at peace, knowing that the bond between them is unbreakable, and that the legacy of this practice will endure for generations to come. The days blur together in the tranquil rhythm of the steppes. Morning after morning, the cycle continues. The hunter and his eagle rise with the sun, both feeling the unspoken anticipation that each new day brings. The eagle, now accustomed to the steady cadence of the hunt, has become more than just a partner, it has become an extension of the hunter's spirit, a reflection of the silent, unyielding commitment to the traditions of the land. As they prepare once again for the hunt, there is a deep sense of continuity between them, a recognition that this life, this way of living, is rooted in something ancient and enduring. The air is crisp in the early hours, and the land stretches out before them in a seemingly endless sea of grass. The wind brushes against the hunter's face as he carefully checks his gear, his gaze sweeping over the eagle resting on his arm. The bird, though calm, carries the energy of the hunt in its stillness, its sharp eyes scanning the horizon, alert to the smallest movements. The connection between them is palpable, a bond so natural that it feels as if they have existed in this way forever. The eagle does not need to be commanded, it simply waits, knowing what comes next. The hunter, in turn, prepares quietly, knowing that the success of the hunt depends on their ability to work in harmony. There's a certain magic in this stillness, in the quiet moments before the hunt begins. The hunter, despite years of experience, approaches each hunt with reverence. He knows that every day is different, that the land shifts with the seasons, and that each moment brings a unique set of challenges. But there's comfort in the knowledge that, regardless of the uncertainties ahead, he and his eagle will face them together. The eagle, like the land itself, is constant. It is both an ally and a teacher, guiding the hunter as they navigate the ever-changing landscape. Historians still ponder whether the bond between the eagle and the hunter is more symbolic than practical, whether it represents humanity's mastery over nature or our deep connection to it. But for the hunter, the answer is clear. This relationship, forged through years of shared experience, is not about dominance. It is about collaboration, a quiet partnership that allows both man and bird to thrive in the harsh beauty of the steppes. The hunter does not subdue nature, he coexists with it. The eagle is not a servant, nor is it a tool, it is a respected companion, a vital participant in this age-old dance. As the eagle takes flight once again, soaring high above the steppes with effortless grace, the hunter watches with a steady gaze. The bird's wings cut through the air, its sharp eyes scanning the land below for signs of movement. There is no need for direction, the eagle knows its task. The hunter, too, trusts in the bird's instinct. It is not a game of control, it is a cooperative effort, a partnership that relies on mutual trust. The eagle, free to navigate the skies, is guided by the hunter's quiet presence. The two are linked by something much deeper than the hunt itself, something rooted in respect, in shared history, in a commitment to preserving a way of life that has existed for centuries. The prey, in this moment, is secondary. The real reward lies in the hunt itself, the shared experience, the deepening of the bond. The eagle's return, its prize in tow, is met with a quiet nod of acknowledgement from the hunter. The bird, despite its prowess and strength, remains humble. It knows its role in this dance, and it knows the value of the partnership. The hunter, in turn, offers gratitude. He understands that this success is not solely his own, it is the result of a relationship built on years of trust, of silent understanding, and of shared effort. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon once more, casting long shadows over the land, the hunt comes to an end. The eagle, perched once again on the hunter's arm, settles into a peaceful stillness. The hunter, too, breathes a sigh of relief, his heart still pounding from the thrill of the hunt, but his spirit calm. The day is done, and with it comes a deep sense of fulfillment. The hunt has not only yielded its prize but has reaffirmed the bond between the hunter and the eagle. This, more than the catch, is the true reward. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is something that cannot be measured by the number of animals taken or the success of the hunt. It is about the relationship, the shared moments of trust, of silent communication, of understanding that transcend the physical act of hunting. The hunter knows that his eagle is not just a partner in the hunt, it is an essential part of his life, a companion who has walked beside him through countless days on the steppes. As the campfire flickers to life under the stars, the hunter and his eagle rest side by side, their bond stronger than ever. The crackling of the fire, the soft whisper of the wind, the distant calls of the night, all fade into the background as the two companions sit in the quiet of the night, their journey together far from over. Tomorrow, they will rise again, ready to face whatever challenges the day brings. But for now, there is peace in the knowledge that their partnership is one that will endure, passed down from generation to generation, as timeless as the land itself. The night deepens, and the quiet of the Mongolian steppes envelopes the hunter and his eagle. There is no hurry, no rush. In this final, peaceful hour, after the day's work has been completed, there is only the profound sense of stillness and fulfillment. The eagle, its wings gently folded, rests on its handler's arm as the flickering firelight dances in the wind. The crackling of the fire provides the only sound, a soft, comforting rhythm in the otherwise silent world. Under the vast, open sky, the hunter feels connected not just to the eagle, but to the very land that stretches out endlessly around him. The tradition of eagle hunting, while grounded in the past, carries with it the weight of something more enduring, an understanding that, despite the many changes of the world, the bond between man and nature remains constant. The quiet moments between the hunter and his eagle, when no words are needed, speak to a truth far deeper than the hunt itself. It is about connection to each other, to the land, and to the generations that have come before. As the stars twinkle above them, the hunter reflects on how this way of life has shaped him. The years spent alongside the eagle, learning, adapting, and growing together, have transformed him. He is not just a hunter, he is a custodian of an ancient tradition. He knows that the wisdom he has gained from this practice, the patience, the discipline, and the reverence for life, has shaped his very identity. And in a world that moves ever faster, where much of the past feels like a distant memory, the bond he shares with his eagle is a reminder that some things endure. The eagle, for its part, is not just a bird of prey, it is a living symbol of the land. Its keen eyes, sharp talons, and graceful wings represent the power and beauty of the natural world. And yet, in its quiet way, it is also a teacher. The eagle teaches the hunter to be still, to wait, to observe, and to understand. It teaches him to be patient and to trust in the rhythm of nature. Every flight, every hunt, is a lesson in cooperation and respect. The hunter does not dominate the eagle, he works with it, guiding it when necessary, but also allowing it the space to trust its own instincts. In this way, the eagle is not just part of the hunt, it is part of the hunter's soul, part of his understanding of the world around him. It is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life, of the delicate balance that sustains everything on the steppes. In a world where human interaction with nature is increasingly driven by technology and control, the practice of eagle hunting remains a testament to a different way, one built on patience, humility, and mutual respect. The moonlight, pale and distant, casts long shadows across the ground. The eagle stirs, its eyes still sharp, always vigilant. But for now, it is at peace. The hunter's hand rests gently on its back, offering reassurance, offering thanks. It's a quiet gesture, but one that holds profound meaning. In this moment, they are both content, not because of the prey or the hunt, but because of the journey they have taken together. The bond between them has been forged through the years, through the quiet moments, the shared understanding. It is a bond that has endured, just as the tradition of eagle hunting has endured through centuries. As the fire burns lower, the hunter looks out over the steppes. The land is vast, timeless, and it stretches far beyond what the eye can see. Yet, in this moment, everything feels small, contained in the quiet understanding that has been built between the hunter and the eagle. There is a deep peace in knowing that, despite the fleeting nature of time, this bond, this tradition, will continue. Tomorrow, and the day after, the eagle will fly again, the hunter will guide, and the partnership will endure. This is the quiet legacy of Mongolian eagle hunting, not the thrill of the chase or the reward of the hunt, but the enduring connection between man and nature, a bond that has lasted through generations. And will continue for generations to come. In the silence of the steppes, under the vast sky, there is nothing more powerful than this understanding, that, despite all that changes, some things will always remain. The eagle will soar, the hunter will guide, and together they will continue their timeless journey. The moon is high in the sky now, casting its cool light over the earth, and the fire burns low, its embers glowing softly in the night. The hunter and his eagle sit side by side, their bond unspoken but understood. They have shared this journey, and together they will continue to share it, as they always have. As the night deepens, the gentle rhythm of the steppe settles over everything, wrapping the hunter and his eagle in a peaceful embrace. The bond between them, silent and steady, is more than a shared history, it is a quiet legacy that stretches beyond time itself. In this stillness, there is nothing to do but rest and reflect, knowing that the day's work is done, and the night has come to wrap them in its gentle lull. The fire's glow fades, and the winds grow softer, as if the earth itself is exhaling a slow breath. The stars above are still, constant in their watch over the world below. There's comfort in their light, a reminder that, just as the land continues its ancient rhythms, so too will the tradition of eagle hunting. The hunter's body may be tired, but his spirit is calm, filled with the peace that comes from working in harmony with the land and its creatures. And as the eagle rests quietly on his arm, its sharp eyes softened in sleep, the hunter understands something profound, that this bond is timeless, not bound by the fleeting hours of the day but enduring through the cycles of life. Tomorrow will come, and the hunt will begin again. But for now, in this still moment, there is nothing to rush, nothing to chase. Just the quiet of the land, the trust between man and bird, and the deep sense of peace that comes with knowing their partnership will continue. So, as the last embers fade into the night, the hunter and his eagle rest together, ready for the next journey, with the silent understanding that the bond they share is as enduring as the land itself.